Good evening, gamers, and welcome back to Hellstorm Wargaming. My name's Mikey. Your name's amazing, and thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the Monday live stream. I live stream every single Monday at 6:30 until whenever, until I get bored, or until you get bored, which is hopefully never. Thank you very so much for tuning in. I'm going to say hello to chat. If you're new, then make sure you say hi. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. What we do is we shoot the shit for 30 minutes. We talk rubbish for about 30 minutes. And then what we do is we get into the meat and potatoes, which is talking, probably today, about the chapter approved Arcs of Omen and everything we missed from here, including me of all people. Missing some rules, crazy. And then if we get time, we can also talk about this bad boy, the Arcs of Omen Abaddon, which is the first narrative book from the Arcs of Omen series, which has a new way to play known as boarding actions. It's all about fighting on space hulks and shit. They're having a great time. So let's have a look. Let's see what everyone's got to say. And I hope it's nice things. It's going to be nice things, right? Late storm. God damn it. God damn it. I'm not late. I'm perfectly on time. Perfectly on time. But welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Andy the Tech Dad says, wait, we're getting 40k content. I know. Real 40k content today. It's crazy. Crazy. Who wants 40k Kappa? Hey, Moonturner. How you doing, buddy? Walking says, oh my god. Oh my god, Walking's here. Thank you for tuning in, bud. We appreciate it. Sindri, Tepek, hello. Steelman F, thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you to Organ UK. Missing rules, I think we need Professor Hellstorm. I mean, he's been working. Oh, I'll be making him work overtime.
I think we need Professor Hellstorm.
I've been making him work overtime, trying to find all the little tidbits that we've missed. And my YouTube comment section as well. You know, keeping it real. Ape of Justice, we'll probably be talking about that's for sure. Steve Bird says, thank you for the distraction from listening to all the D&D OGL drama. I've been trying to keep up with that, but also I can't be bothered and I don't understand it. So if anyone wants to give me like the footnotes of what's happening, if anyone give me the footnotes of what's happening with D&D, that'd be cool. Andy Tech Dad says 6:32 late storm. The stream was up at past. Listen, it was at past. Oh, baby, starting the morning with some Hellstorming. Let's go. Hey, Nicholas James. How are you, buddy? Yo, Mikey. Hey, Big Drip Mac. How are you, dude? Justice Sanders, it's 1:30 p.m. Well, welcome. Whereabouts are you watching from? Where are you all watching from? People like talking about the morning? Bruh. Talk rubbish for longer 30 minutes, bruh. Sure. I talk shit for 2 hours, but we don't have any... We just talk to each other, you know? It's like it's a two-way conversation. I sit here, right, and talk, and you all listen. That's a two-way conversation. Two things happening. I'm talking, you're listening. Sometimes I read, okay? Sometimes. Not all the time. Mostly me talking at you while you have to listen. So like the stream to say thanks. Thanks, Daddy Mikey. Who else is here? Gay evening, Mikey. Can't stay long. Gonna put the links to bed. Well, thanks for tuning in, Devil's Brush. Appreciate it. Does being late cut into the 30 minutes? Shut up. And guys, what are you going to tell us? I've got a couple of things to tell you. That's for sure. Is this CP gate? That's one of them. That's one of them for sure. I have an important question, Mikey. With this new detachment rules, can I now take ambles? Bruh, that was like one stream like 3 months ago. I actually deleted that stream today, not like off my computer. I'm doing some hard drive transfer, so I actually deleted that though today. I still can't believe you're bringing up the ambles. It's not a thing. Stop it, Jason. Been printing some things. Just wondering what your favorite Primark has got something for you. If you were bust, got one as a giveaway running at the moment. Think you like something for free. Oh, thank you. My favorite Primark is Ferrus Manus because he's a boy. Because big fucking hammer, big hammer bro, or Horus. They're like my one over the other. You know, traitor loyalist. Wizard of the Coast are greedy wankers. I mean, I did see a meme about it, and it was like What is it? The Marge Simpson meme. Marge false of habit meme. It was like this one. It was like this meme. 1 second, it's just loading. That one. But it was like, Games Workshop, no! And then it's like, what? And it was like Games Workshop, and it said, sorry, Forza Habit, Wizards of the Coast, no. That was the meme. It was quite funny. I don't know what that is in reference to. But, you know. I think that was like going to war meme, but it was like off Reddit. But, you know, the reference is that it's a Games Workshop, no. Wizards of the Coast, sorry, Force of Habit. What else? You used to be able to use D&D stuff in your own products as long as you credited Wizards of the Coast. Now you have to pay them money to do so. Okay. So they're being like overzealous with their IP. Fair enough. Guten Tag, Hellstorm. Hello, Overlord. How are you? D&D is an open game license that allows third-party creators to make and sell content based on the basic rules. Wizards of the Coast is now forcing most successful of these creators to pay them. Yeah, they not that they're struggling, but Hasbro be Hasbro. Wizards of the Coast be Wizards of the Coast because they're owned by Hasbro. Oh, look, we can make money this way. What we'll do is we'll rug pull everybody. I've been watching a lot about crypto scams recently, so rug pull is now in my vocabulary. I almost struggle to say it because I'm thinking about rug pulling so much. But that's what they're doing. They're rug pulling. An updated license is being used by third-party publishers since the early 2000s leaked. Essentially, Wizards of the Coast will be trying to pry more money out of people who use the license. Brilliant. So being bastards then. 3D printed a bunch of walls before I realized boarding actions had very specific terrain layouts. Boarding actions does have very specific terrain layouts. But I think you can get away with, like, as long as you have, like, very similar, I think you'll be fine. Like, that's something we will go over, but I don't have the boarded action terrain set. But I don't know why I keep doing that. I feel like it sounds like Bridger. I think I might have got it from Bridger, but like 4 months later. 6 months later. But as long as it's mostly equal, I think you can get away with it. As long as it's pretty much fine. Because they're quite symmetrical in one way. Like, for example, it's like this one, like Control Center. Like, it's symmetrical down the middle. It's all exactly the same. So as long as you're symmetrical down the middle, I think you'll be able to get away with it. Mikey's developing a god complex, maybe due to Iron Hands being good again. I always had a god complex. I was just more reserved. But the more I become a full-time YouTuber, the more I be a YouTuber, the more I realize I can just have a god complex and be sarcastic and joke at the same time. Or am I? Can I take Amble as my mandatory slot in a house with detachment? Oh god, why was the Amble meme such a big meme, but also something that I couldn't monopolize on because you had to be on that one stream that one time? I'm interested if they define exactly how to make an Agents of Imperium patrol. Can use it anything with a Agents of Imperium keyword as compulsory in any slot they fit into. It doesn't really define, I don't think, no. Hey Martin, how are you? Have you seen the new starter boxes? I have seen the new starter boxes. If you haven't seen the new starter boxes, I've done some research on them. Look at this. Enter the new season of Warhammer 40,000 with 2 Body Patrols and a Battle Force. Here we go. Body Patrol. Body Patrol Beginner. Body Patrol Chad. So yeah, so this is the new Body Patrol box set. So these are for playing Arcs of Omen boarding action games. I hate that they're called boarding action. I wish they had a better name, but there you go. So this is one of them for Space Marines. It comes with the Captain, 10 Assault Intercessors, 5 Heavy Intercessors, and the Chaos one comes with Abaddon and then a bunch of crap. But it's quite funny because Arcs of Omen Abaddon is designed for 500 points, right? It's a 500-point game, and we don't know how much. We don't know how much these are going to cost, but what we do have is combat patrols, right? what we have is combat patrols. Now, these are starter armies for 40k. And they are £90. They're all £90. There's loads of different ones for every army. They used to be start collecting. Now they're called combat patrols. This is 90 quid. Now, this is a little bit more than this one. A little bit more. So, trying to work out the price of these is interesting. That's for sure. But I would like to tell you that the Boarding Patrol Space Marine has a Primaris Captain in Gravis armor, which is 24 quid. 10 Assault Intercessors, which is £37.50. And the 5 Heavy Intercessors are 40 quid as well, for a total of £101.50. So I'm interested to see how much this is going to cost. The Boarding Patrol Abaddon is £40 for Abaddon, £18.75 for the Chaos Space Marines, because it's half a box, because they're actually a box of 10. And then 20 Cultists at 55 quid, at like £27.50 each, for £113.75. So if these are both the same price on the shelf, technically the Abaddon one is better, and it's because it's got Abaddon in it. But funnily enough, these are for combat patrol. These are for boarding action. Well, they're not for combat patrol, they're for boarding action, sorry. And boarding action specifically has 500 points. I'm trying to find it. A boarding patrol army always contains a single boarding patrol detachment, and you will then have 500 points to spend on units to add to it, as described below. Well, this one, it's 540 points. It's 540 points already. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So, Jamartin has just messaged me this bit. It says it contains 10 Chaos Space Marines, 20 Cultists. But in the picture, there's only 5 Chaos Space Marines and 20 Cultists. So now I'm very confused. Thank you, Jamartin. But, yeah, the Abaddon points increase invalidated this box. Interesting. Yeah, it says you get 10 Chaos Space Marines. So you'd actually be at you'd be at 630 points. The asterisk also says about the points. Out of the box, this collection gives you a few too many points for a single boarding action force, but that just gives you more options to play around with. But isn't the point of these boxes to play boarding action? Isn't the point of these boxes to play boarding action, which is 500 points? And if they give you too many, because there's too many to play with, so you get more to choose from, why is the Space Marine one 390 points? Why is the Space Marine one 110 points too small, and the Chaos Space Marine one is either 40 or 130 points too much? So to play boarded action with this box set, you need to buy more shit. Who's playing 500 point boarding action with the 350 point Abaddon anyway? Probably Games Workshop and Warhammer Plus when they pitch these two armies against each other. Actually dumb. Actually dumb. That's what we're saying, I think. It isn't half a box, but yeah, so I just want to have the pictures, which is kind of funny. Kind of funny. So if you did run this, you can't run more than units of 10, so you'd have like a unit of 10 cultists and then a unit of like 7 cultists. And Abaddon, one of the most broken units in the game. I think 500 points is going to feel even more, he's going to feel even worse. Is this with new points or old points? It's with new points. Who cares about old points? We need coffee time back. Bro, you're watching coffee time right now. I'm sat drinking coffee. We're having a time. Why the fuck is Abaddon in it anyway? To sell him. To make people buy him. It is silly though. Thanks for that, Martin. Really appreciate it. Abaddon and cultists are completely not thematic for a board in action. I was talking to Jamartin, not you. I don't know if people heard that. My phone started talking to me. 85 then. So yeah, so I don't know how much of these are going to cost. There's a little bit less than the combat patrols, but I probably reckon about the 80 mark. Any cheaper, I'm a bit like, not too shabby. Abaddon versus Lion in board actions. Well, you can take Primarch infantry in board action. So if the Lion comes out and or Guilliman gets updated, you can take those in there. My first purchase for 40k was the Combat Patrol Death Guard box. My face when I found out I could use a Poxwalkers unless I got more Plague Marines. Ah, because it went offset. Because you can't take them as compulsory troops, can you? Something along those lines. Imagine if the only way to get the Lion was in a board in action. That would be funny. Surely Guilliman gets an update to be strong as Abaddon, right? Yeah, you'd hope so. Whenever Games Workshop decide to update the Space Marines, whenever Games Workshop decide to update Space Marine supplements and do the Ultramarines, I imagine we'll see Guilliman be infantry, similar to Abaddon. Can't take more Poxwalkers than Death Guard Marines, including Termies. Yeah, it's per unit though, right? The only way to get Guilliman for a long time was to buy Greyfax, and it was Call. Greyfax and Call. Oh, was it no? Was it Call? Or was it Cypher? I think it was Greyfax, Cypher, and Guilliman. Hilarious. Actually hilarious, to be honest. What's the big scoop? I'll be getting to the big scoop very soon. You don't think we're hitting 10th before Marines 2.0? Yeah, me personally, I think the time for Space Marine 2.0 has already passed. I think we're going to be getting 10th edition. I think we're getting 10th edition announced at Warhammer Fest and then released in June, because that's what they've been doing every year for like 6 years. They're trying to sell Abaddon as a part of a board and action box, so that's going to be stupidly one-sided. Thankfully, it only comes with cultists. If you kill all the cultists, they can't win. That's the only plus side you've got. It was Guilliman, Cypher, and that Grey Knight dude. Oh, was it? Oh, it was... Oh, what's his name now? I remember. The Grey Knight caster that they tried to make Drago, but didn't quite tick it over. They didn't quite make it. Voldus, thank you. Thank you, chap. Greyfax, Celestine, and Call was one. Guilliman, Cypher, and the Incarn was the other box. Incarn was its own because he had Incarn, the Vizark, and the Yvrain. What a dumb time. What a dumb time. If GW is nothing but consistent. Yeah, exactly. It's like this Demon Prince that everyone's wanted, right? The one in the Slaves box, it's only just coming out. But Games Workshop did that with Guilliman for so long. It was ridiculous. I have a Greyfax for that reason. End of 7th edition was the best time. It was, because I made Guilliman a vehicle. I love telling this story, but it's so lost on people who didn't play 7th edition. But you could make Guilliman go from moving 6 to moving 12 and being a vehicle, but didn't have hull points, so you couldn't actually kill him. Because you couldn't roll to wound against him because it was a vehicle. So you had to roll armor penetration, but he didn't have an armor penetration value, so what happens? Great time. Great time. Sounds like 7th edition. It was. It's essentially because if you ran knights, your warlord became a super heavy character. And if you had Guilliman, he had to be the warlord, and he was a lord of war. So you put him in, and he could go in any Imperium detachment. So you put him in the Imperium detachment, with Imperial Knights, made him the Warlord. Because it's a super heavy Warlord detachment thing, Gulliman became a vehicle, a super heavy character vehicle. You could put Gulliman on a terrain piece and then just move the terrain piece with the psychic power. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. That is the only event. I don't know if I've told this story. I probably have. But the only event I won in 7th, it was it's one of the largest events in the UK, actually. It was like 80 people at the really, really old sanctuary. And it was it was so dumb. It was so dumb. It was a Librarius Conclave, which is in old 40k, there's like formations, and if you took certain units together, you got kind of like specialist attachments, but very much more restricted, but you got stupid buffs for it. So you took 3 librarians, one of them being Tigerius, and then their powers went off. Instead of having to, you had to roll a number of dice, and instead of it on 4s, if you take Librarius Conclave, it was on 2s. So you took that. Tigerius was really good at getting the powers you wanted. And there's 1 Space Marine power on Geomancy, which was select one of your friendly units, ignores cover, and ignores terrain for line of sight. so I took like a Librarius Conclave with a drop pod of Grav Centurions with a Librarian in there as well, that had a relic that let them ignore cover, which is super cool. So they ignored cover as well, because cover was like in Heresy, so you either had a cover save or a 4+ or it's nothing. So it ignored that. I had 80 conscripts with courtiers. So courtiers attached to the unit, and then if anyone deep strike near that unit, you could shoot at them for free. And you could re-roll the seize initiative, so roll a 6 to go first. Super fun. So he attached to the 80 conscripts, and you didn't have like unit coherency like you do now. So you could have him in a big line. And then I had a Warhound Titan. And that was it. So what you did was you cast powers on the Warhound Titan. There was a power called Invisibility. You cast that on the Titan, so people, if they shot it, they could only hit him on a 6, and most weapons with a blast template couldn't shoot. You cast a reroll to hit power, so you rerolled your scattered dice with your turbo lasers, which on a 2+ killed most things, on a 6 it murdered everything, including other Titans. And then, so you reroll to hit with it, and then you cast the Geomancy power to ignore line of sight. So he just shot everything off the board. That was it, and I won the tournament, funnily enough. Invisible Titan, yeah. That didn't need line of sight. Fuck you all. It's so funny. And if you tried to get near the Titan, Cotiers and his 80 little scruff bags just shot at you. Ah, silly. Very silly. For a while, one in 7th, I ran double battle company. Great. Not 1, 2 battle companies. I think my 1850 point list was close to 4,000 points in reality. Because you took all the free drop pods and all the free rhinos. I remember. I haven't played a full game of 9th yet. I haven't learned any stratagems and kind of just want to continue playing casual until 10th comes out. Hope the game gets less overwhelming. Well, welcome, Ben. How are you? I'd recommend watching my cheat sheet video. That kind of like shows you how to break down the game. Or like the rules of your army very, very simply. So you can pick up the game really easily. You can look at your one piece of paper and it tells you everything your army can do. That's what I recommend. Was hoping I'd never have to hear about invisibility ever again. Fucking great time, mate. Great time. Sevenfish was the best then. No, it wasn't. It was awful. But you had to have... It was one of those where it's like, if you wanted to compete... And I'm trying to be aged now. I played 7th edition. That was nearly 6 years ago that got canned. 6 years ago. Anyway. It was just like... The level of bullshit was so high, and for those of you who didn't play at the time, Games Workshop didn't FAQ anything, so if it came out and it was bullshit, it stayed bullshit for forever, until right at the end of the edition. That's when they put their own FAQ out, in a series of Facebook posts of images. It was awful. Anyway, they didn't do anything, and the game was just fucked. The game was... You imagine Votan? Votan would have got roll stomped in 7th edition. They would be shit. They didn't do anything. So it was just like, it was just dog shit. It was so funny, but also trying to get anyone into the game in 7th edition at its peak was awful. It was the smallest 40k's ever been, to a point where we had a charity event. It was like a stay open for, it was like at a local store, and we did a charity, not me as a Hellstorm, just like me and a group of friends. We did a charity event, and it was, can you beat the Catan? Or is it, what do you call it? Something like, Catan you beat him. So it was 1 Necron Transcendent Catan, which was by far the most OP unit in the game. It was more OP than the Invisible Warhound. And I think it was like 400 points, maybe 500. I don't remember. The point is, it was very, very, very cheap. And we were pitching people with 2,000 points. And not about like, not 2,000, because that wasn't what we played. I think we played, it was like 1750, maybe 1850. That was like the standard back then. If you can kill the Catan, you'd win a prize. If you couldn't, you had to donate to charity. No one beat the single Catan. It was purely, can you beat it before it kills you? And people didn't beat it. It is so stupid. So stupid. Seventh was super toxic, but between the invisible stars, battle companies, war convocations, and weird scat bite lists, there was quite a few viable lists. Weirdly, yeah, exactly. It's so dumb. There was pretty great variety of armies on the tables and winning events, a large variety of absolute BS to play against, but varied nonetheless. It was varied. Can you remember when Yunari got released? Yes, I can, because I played Imperial Knights. And double Wraith Knights shooting, killing something and shooting again was not fun against fucking Imperial Knights. And that's when I started playing Invisible Warhounds, because if you're invisible, you can't get shot by a Wraith Knight. You should do a history of 40k bullshit video for each of the editions that you've ever experienced in. This is so interesting to hear about as a newbie. Yeah, maybe that's actually a really good idea. That's actually a really, really good idea. History of competitive 40k. We're talking about like the height of the meta at the end of each edition. That's funny. That's actually Ben. You can come more often. You're a great name that can come more often. I am writing that down right now. Where's my pen? There it is. History of competitive 40k. Because there's loads of stuff that happened. Does everyone remember Wheels? Who remembers Wheels? If I say that in chat, I need a show of hands. Show me your hands, whether it's a Hellstorm hand or not. Does anyone remember the story about Wheels? My God, legendary, legendary person. A great name would speak complete waffle. Surely sign of the coming apocalypse is true. Kipper, that's right. Wheels was so funny. I'll quickly go over it for those of you who don't know. Let's see if I can just find it naturally. Here we go. 40k Wheels. That's not very good. Here, oh, there it is. Icebreaker, 1st of November 2021. This is the legendary picture. They've cropped it there. That's annoying. This picture. Does this bring back memories for anyone? Does this bring back memories? Look at this guy's cheesy fucking grin. So for those of you who don't know, I'll quickly explain what's happening here. So this is a game of Warhammer 40k at the ETC. I don't remember what year it is. It will be in the article. I'm gonna do a history video on it. So this is just a preview of what you expect. This this guy is Wheels, and this guy has just beat him So essentially, he's playing a really bullshit White Scars list, right? It's all bikes, as you can see. So this is White Scars. And in 5th edition, I believe it was 5th edition, or one of the editions they're playing, you could deploy everything in reserve. So you didn't have to put any unit on the board. You put everything in reserve. And White Scars could arrive from their board edge. So they came on from their board edge, turn 1, turn 2, whatever. You had to roll for it back then. You just fly on, and then your opponent can't shoot you because there's nothing on the board. They fly onto the board, shoot the crap out of you, and then you die because you haven't been able to respond. You've had to push out for objectives. You've got to push out and do something in the first turn. So they just come on and shoot the crap out of you. Anyway, this lad here is playing Tau, and these are crew. And in 5th edition, or whenever it was, you could deploy infiltrators. So infiltrators are a rule. It's what we know now, like scouts have it. You can deploy anyone on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from enemy models or deployment zone. But there wasn't a limitation on deployment zone. So what this lad, absolute Chad, did, Wheels deployed everything in reserve, all of his bikes, and this absolute G unit deployed his crew on his opponent's deployment line. On his board edge, sorry. Just on his board edge. And back then, essentially, what you did to arrive from reserve was you made a move off the edge of your board onto the board. But as you most of you are aware, you can't do it now, and you couldn't do it then. You can't drive through models unless you have fly. None of these bikes had fly. So he put his entire army in reserve. This Chad put crew all along his backline so he couldn't drive his bikes on. And this image is him smiling because he knows he's won the game by tabling his opponent before they've started the game. And this lad is like, please, ETC judge, find the rules where this won't work. And they never found it. Who won the game? 5th edition at least 11 years ago. Fuck me. So he stopped him moving his models onto the board because he couldn't go through the models. How can you go through the models? Because you're a bike. You can't. Absolute glory. This is just a preview of the full video, Jordan. That's what I mean. I still have that tin. Oh, mate, that tin. Classic tin. And the tape measure as well. But there you go. Now you know the story of Wheels. Look at the terrain back then. Yeah, it's fucking dog shit. A house, one terrain, one building, some hills. The end. That story is so funny. Because essentially he was just trying to be like, well, I didn't know that. We'll start again. It's like, no, you've lost. The deployment started. The game started. We've already lost. Standard GW table. It's true. It's true. Awful. Awful, but hilarious. So there you go. That's the story of Wheels. Absolute hilarious. Wheels and Shooter, they called him. With the Kroot Conga line. Fucking hell. Hilarious. 2009. Took place at 2009 Team Championship Tournament in Germany. An event where teams across the continent play. Oh dear. I'm old. I'm very old. I remember that happening. Oh no. Oh no. I'm an old man. 2009. Does anyone else feel really old? Mikey the Boomer. I am a bin boomer. I am 29 in 2 weeks. I turned 29 on the 23rd, which is actually a Monday. But I'm getting very old. I turned 29 in 2 weeks today. Hell Boomer Gaming. Hey Patrick, how are you, bud? Thanks for tuning in. Hot tub birthday stream. To be fair, I could fit a hot tub in here now. I've cleaned it out. I've got a candle. I'm a proper girl now. You know, I could fit a hot tub in here. What am I cosplaying as in my birthday stream? I don't know. 29, you're just a baby. I'm not. I'm old. I remember shooting McGavin. I should cosplay as Valrak. Don't stress it. I've actually found my 30s to be better than my 20s. I mean, that's what me and Georgie are telling each other now. We're gonna like live life in our 30s. Live like 30s is gonna be better than our 20s. That's why you call your hair to call it the grey hair. No, mate, I just fancied it. Imagine. I don't have grey hair. If I didn't, I wouldn't have had to bleach it. You've got at least a year of being able to say you're young. Don't give it up yet. Thanks, Dio Wag. Appreciate you. Live, laugh, love. Yeah, I'm gonna get live, laugh, love instead of Morbius now. In before the hot tub bursts. Imagine. Hair dye midlife crisis. It's true. Apparently they became friends later on. Seems the wheel story actually had a good ending despite the toxic list. It's true, yeah. They turns out that they kind of keep in touch. But you would do after that famous picture. Live, laugh, Morbin. Don't worry, we'll tell you all year. Can't wait, Super Strudel. Anyway, what a blast from the past. So we could talk about some stuff now. We can actually talk about some stuff. Backstreet Hellstorm. Thank you. I think it suits me. Someone said it looked like Trump hair today, and I was a bit like, bruh. But I think it suits me. I like it. I said last week, I've not bleached my hair for like 15 years. Probably when that picture happened. Got Emperor hair. Yikes. Don't start calling me Trump. I am going to ban the word Trump if you all start. But I think it suits me. I think it looks good. I really like it, you know? So you should like it too. Does Georgie like it? That's the main thing. Well, she was the one who did it. She wanted someone to dye her hair with her. Make Hellstorm great again. Someone did leave a nasty comment like that the other day. They were like, God, remember? They commented on the video of the every change from this. Every change from this. It was like, God, remember when this channel used to put out good 40k content? Like battle reports? I do. Now he just puts out cringe react videos to like marketplace spats. And I was like, I know, inventive. No one else is doing that. Remember the Dark Eldar raiders that you could only hit on sixes and were full of witches and could consolidate through your army? Are they with the days? That's true. That's true. Yeah, they were just really nasty. It was quite funny. It was like on Thursday night as well. I was like, are you commenting on the wrong video? Because this is the video all about 40k. And it isn't like unrelated. It's actually like... it's actually like a 40k video. Why are you saying I don't make 40k content, you knob? Mikey liked it so much he made a whole short with it just to play with his new hair. That's so I could make it a tax write-off. Guys, you don't understand. Everything's a tax write-off. Don't worry about it. I needed to dye... This Mr. Taxman, I needed to dye my hair to make that video. Because I went like this. Boom. Right. The hair dye. Tax write-off. Was it their way of saying they're leaving like at the airport? Yeah, exactly. I love the drama react videos. They're good to laugh at while I'm supposed to be working. I like them as well. I enjoy making them. But it's just like, if you don't like my content, just unsubscribe. Shut up. That comment guy come in the comments to flame the channel is also someone who tweets they're quitting Twitter. Exactly. Hey, Beanbag, thank you very much for becoming a member, buddy. Really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. Don't you apologize ever. If you want to support the channel, you can, and you can become a member just like Beanbag did. If you can't afford it, you don't have to apologize. Don't feel bad. I really appreciate every single second you spend on the channel. Becoming a member is a bonus, you know. So don't ever feel bad if you can't afford it or you got to cancel for some reason. Don't ever apologize. That's not what I'm asking. What I ask is you just hang out and have fun. If you want to become a member as well, join the Discord, get Discord access to the entirety of the all of it. That's super cool, and I really appreciate you. And if you want a super chat, you don't want to become a member, or both, awesome. But don't feel like you have to. I'll never expect anyone to do it. Gotta be a 30-year member by now. Thank you, Beam. I really appreciate it. And that's Sundays. Thank you much for the 11 months as well. Really appreciate it. Adron, you should feel bad. If you're a great name, though, that is cringe. So it's like the duality of man. One side, you are cringe. On the other side, I don't expect you to do anything. I expect you to... I only expect you either to become a member or to continue to be cringe. It's up to you. It's your choice. It's all a meme, guys. I love you all. Anyway, let's talk about chapter approved. Is everyone ready? We overran by 15 minutes. We overran. The other day, I did a big review of the Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament Mission Pack, which is kindly sent to me by Games Workshop. And thanks to Games Workshop, we managed to put out the video a lot earlier than they initially said. So I was very stressed and missed a few things. So it's an interesting book, and we've gone through all of the changes, but there's actually a couple of things that I missed, and there's one that every single reviewer missed until Games Workshop. Well, actually I found out a few hours before, and I was in the middle of making a video about it, and then Games Workshop put an article out about it. So even they're privy to their editing problems. But on page 2 of Grand Tournament Games, on page 2 of Grand Tournament Games, it says muster armies. Each player must now select a Battleforged army with the following modifications. It's story time, chat. Each player starts with 6 command points, but the inclusion of some models in your army can increase this. Yada, 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 yada. But what was interesting is a good friend of mine texted me and said, have you seen page 1? And I was like, no, what's on page 1? And it was like the introduction. This is the introduction. And this is essentially like an update page. This isn't a part of the rules or anything like that. It's an update page. It's like, welcome to the Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament Mission Pack. On the following pages, you'll find all the rules required to lead your carefully selected Warhammer 40,000 army into finely balanced tabletop conflict against cunning and determined opponents. Yada, 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 yada. If you are a veteran of Grand Tournament Mission Pack scene, then you already know all of this, and you are doubtless more interested to learn what has changed for this season of competitive 40k. And it has a bunch of bullet points about what's actually changed. And it says, the biggest change to this mission pack concerns how a player musters their armies. We've introduced a new detachment, the Arcs of Omen detachment, yada, yada, yada. But the second bullet point is actually interesting. It says, we have reduced the starting number of command points that each player starts with to 4 command points. As you can see, it says it here. But we have removed the command cost from all attachments made it so players can place units into strategy reserve free. So they were thinking about changing it to 4 command points, because this is the change page, and it says we have reduced the starting command points to 4. They previously reduced it to 6. Now they've reduced it to 4. That isn't a change. That is a new change. Now on the page where you actually go over the rules of the army, mustering your army, you know, Grand Tournament Games here, this one, it says you start with 6. But in the introduction that tells you the changes of this mission pack, this is bullet points of like, you played it before, this is what you need to know. It says 4. So the question I picked to you, chat, is, did Games Workshop change to 4 CP and then back to 6 CP for a balance reason? Or was it because they wanted to avoid outrage? because there's a lot of outrage for Nephilim because everyone got less command points and had to pay for a Wall of Trait and Relic for 2 command points before the game started. That's the question. Did they do it for balance? Go back to 6 for balancing reason? Or did they do it just to stop outrage? GW best editors in the whole world. Exactly. Exactly. Here we go. We'll do a poll. Let's do it. We'll have a listen to a song. Why did they change from 4 back to 6? Balancing. Avoid. I can't spell. God damn it. Outrage. 4 if Wall of Trade get free shit. Interesting. 4 but don't have to pay for Wall of Trade or Relic wouldn't be bad. Or were they going to give you the Relic Wall of Trade back for free but you started 4? Probably. It just says each player starts with 4 CP, but we've removed the command cost from all detachments and made it so that players can place units into strategic reserves for free. That saving means players only need to spend their command points on stratagems, whether that is requisition stratagem to upgrade the units before the battle, or on other stratagems when used when bullets are flying and the blades are poised to strike. So that's like requisition stratagem is Wall of Trait Relic. They are both requisition stratagems. But it makes you wonder whether we were never going to get an Arcs Omen detachment in the first place. I wonder, because it says it makes all detachments free. It doesn't say like, but the Arcs of Omen detachment is free along with the patrol detachment. It says all detachments are free. So I wonder if before they decided to make an Arcs of Omen detachment, they kind of just went, all detachments are free, but you only get 4 command points. Maybe. Option C, the guy who wrote page 1 didn't ask the guy who wrote page 2 the rules. Is it 4 CP including Wall of Trade? No idea. Could be. Option C, it's a mistake. It could be a mistake, but why would they add it? The thing is with a mistake is that you have to say like, oh, it's a mistake because they said we reduced it from something to 4 instead of something else, but they haven't reduced the command point cost. They've made it the same. It would still be 6. Is it 6 with only new detachment and 4 for all the other detachments? You can only run an Arcs of Omen detachment. GW proofreaders really working at their best. They are working overtime. So everyone says it's to avoid outrage. Everyone says to avoid outrage. I think 6 is the mistake. I don't think it is. Well, it could be. Andy the Tech Dad, thank you for the 2, mate.
Do get 4 CP but the amble costs 2 CP?
There is no amble! Ambles aren't real! Guys, ambles aren't real! Stop being ridiculous. Look. I will prove to you that ambles aren't real. Control F. Amble. No results. The amble is not real. Don't let anyone kid you. There are no points cost for the amble, meaning it is non-existent. Then, as with the previous edition of the Munitorum Field Manual, it contains 0.5 for every single unit that at the time of production is supported for match play games. Control F. Amble. No amble. Can't spell. Amble. No amble. Stop being silly. Amble dead. Page 1. Every army must take an amble. God damn it. Kratos not real. Kratos isn't real either. Kratos is not real. It's for narrative games. No points cost means it's free. Ah! Someone say it's just to avoid outrage. All 90 of you. Well done. 90 of you voting. That's pretty sick. Thank you, everyone. I agree. I think they were initially going to make it 4 command points. So you essentially pay, everyone pays 2 command points to run a detachment. And then you just have less CP. My list would have got shafted. Clearly the Amble being missed is a GW typo. What even is an Amble? An Amble is a unit from Blackstone Fortress. It was a unit from Blackstone Fortress that someone won a tournament with. Had 2 in the list, in their Votan list, and they're illegal. If they want to avoid outrage, why did they remove the Amble? Amble's of Omen. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Hey, Brian, thank you much for the 2, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the $2. Oh, shit, yeah, I do want to do that. So many projects, so little time. I've got a cool idea to do that. I just haven't been around to doing it. I like how Scout Sergeants can have a Thunderhammer, Combi Melter, and a Plasma Pistol for free, because why not? Yeah, exactly. It's so funny. I wrote my new list. I'm actually taking it to a tournament at the end of the month, but it's fucking stupid. My Space Marine list, tournament winning Space Marine list, has come down like 400 points because of the units I'm taking. It's like 400 points of free war gear. It's very silly. Because people make it sound bad, but it's like all the units that no one was running, people are looking at again because they have free updates. Please fix your mic. What's up with my mic? What's up with the mic?
The real question about all these changes is, has always just got now armor of content has, as they were clearly stacked, and when you remove one the other one goes too. Poor Thousand Suns players.
Armor of Contempt doesn't stack with all his dust. It's true. Is that the Iron Hands list you ran in the Battle Pro the other day? No, that was only like... I think that one only saved like 130 points. Your mic is peaking a little bit. Okay. Sorted. My apologies. I didn't realize it was peaking. Thanks, everyone. All fixed. It's because I'm shouting. Are you ready? I'll test it. Amble! How's that? Going to a 1,000 point tournament in a couple of weeks. Iron Hands, Tech Marine, Lieutenant, 2 Redemptors, Volkite Contemptors, Stern Guard, Eradicators, Eliminators. Feels gross. That is gross. That is gross. Let me know, chat. It's really because you were shouting and it peaked pretty hard. My apologies. Yeah, so let's have a look. The current list I'm thinking of taking... The list I've been toying with... is... 2,330 points. Currently. It is actually 1995. But I'm not going to show you. I'm going to go win a tournament with it first. It's actually dumb, though. Unpopular opinion, Gladiators are badly Marussas. Laney. Listen. Come closer. I'm not going to peek the microphone, I promise. Listen. Let the casuals think Gladiators are really good. Okay? Tell them otherwise. Let them buy Gladiators. And then... the multi-melter land speeder will kill it. The multi-melter land speeder. No Armor of Contempt. No save, bruh. Plasma Inceptors as well. Let them buy them out. Yeah. Guys, Games Workshop is like Gladiators and Plasma Inceptors. Go out and buy them as an Iron Hands player. Go on. Buy them. Go on. Gladiator Reapers are so good right now. Plasma Inceptors are so good. Is this what real coaching is like? Is this what real coaching is like, chat? Not like my professional coaching. Coaching is like Yeah, plasma interceptors are really good. And then they turn up to the tournament, not one plasma interceptor using the same army. Like, whoa, what happened? It's like, oh, sorry. Sorry, I couldn't buy any because they're all sold out. It's not that they brought the perfect counter to it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to keep my list under wraps. I'm going to keep my list under wraps until I've tried it out. But people in on Discord have seen a little bit of it. Gladiators on strategic reserve is pretty scary. Imagine spending 150 points on a tank and then putting it in reserve. That'd be cringe. But what else have we missed out of this book? There's been a couple of things. Mostly me staying accountable. I did say in the video it says basically, let me move this jumper. If I missed anything, let me know and I'll tell everybody. So one thing I did miss is that the Emperor's Children secondary in this, the Emperor's Children secondary is now scored at the end of turn instead of the end of battle round. That's pretty huge. They don't get the bonus point anymore, but that secondary is so much easier to score than before. So you get score 1 if you control more objective markers of your opponent. Score 1 if one or more enemy units were destroyed by ranged attack, 1 or more was destroyed in melee, and 1 or more characters was killed. That is horrific. That is horrific. Scouring? What changes Scouring? Did anything change? Scouring is scored at end of turn. I hate trying to find missions and I know no normal order. Sanctuaries, conversion, the Scouring. That's true. That's a big one. So the Scouring, all spec scan action, is now completely at the end of the turn. So there's obviously 5 objectives, as you know. 5 objectives. You do the action on an objective, it's completely at the end of the turn. It used to be the start of the next battle round. So it's really hard to get those bonus 3 points. Now it's a lot easier. That's huge. How many Crisis Commanders can Farsight Enclaves have with the new strat? Does it stack with existing or not? I'm not 100% sure on that one, you know. I imagine it's max 2. It also says you don't need to declare a Warlord, which means you can cheese Assassinate. It says you don't need to declare a Warlord. Isn't that in core rules, though? Abandoned Sanctuary is not allowing any to deep strike turn 1 also. That's not true. It's very, very limited, but it's wrong. Abandoned Sanctuary, as mentioned in the video, you can only do it if you can't. You can only deep strike turn 1 if you're not in no man's land. Reinforcement units that are set up on the battlefield during the first battle round cannot be set up in no man's land. So you can deploy in either player's deployment zone. So, big, but not quite right. Let's have a look at the other ones. I think there's a couple of other ones. The other one that I mentioned, which is quite funny, maybe. Still put that drop it in from behind enemy lines. Exactly, and you don't even need to deep strike turn 1 anymore. You're efficient every turn. Iron Hands are so dumb. Iron Hands are so dumb. It's annoying because I've been repping the Iron Hands banner forever. But no. Everyone be jumping on my dick. The interesting thing, the other thing that I missed is Abaddon. So Abaddon is taken in pretty much every single army, every single Chaos army anyway, because he's very, very good. He, let's have a look. He can't lose more than 3 wins a turn, unless you're playing against guard now. He can make a save damage 0 if he fails it. He can give full rerolls to hit and wound to himself. He rerolls charges if he's the warlord. He's very good. Very, very good. He's very, very good. But I said you couldn't ally with him anymore because now you're limited to Arcs of Omen detachment. You can only have 1 detachment and 1 ally using the Battle Brothers keyword or using the Battle Brothers special rule. But as people have pointed out, so normally you take him with like Chaos Knights and then a Supreme Command detachment of Abaddon. And that's it. Cool. Abaddon being a boss, buffing all of the Helverins, giving them because they're all core, so reroll ones to hit for all core units. But I said you couldn't ally him with him except for Heretic Astartes. But that's not actually true. I don't think. Because he has the Agents of Chaos keyword. Now I was going to double check. I just want to double check the faction rule before I start talking out my ass. Yes. So, Abaddon the Despoiler is a Chaos Space Marine unit. And you can only ally in Chaos if you are a Chaos Knight and take a Dreadblade. World Eaters, you want to take a Khorne detachment. Thousand Suns, if you want to take a Tzeentch detachment. Death Guard, you can take a Nurgle detachment. Emperor's Children can take a Slaanesh detachment, and then any other Chaos army can take any other type of demon detachment. But Abaddon, the Despoiler, has every faction keyword for all the Chaos Gods. He has all of the Chaos Gods. And if you want to take if you want to take an allegiance or a demonic keyword, yeah, every unit in your army has to have the allegiance demonic keyword, excluding models with the Agents of Chaos keyword, which just so happens to be Abaddon the Despoiler. So your faction keyword can be Khorne, Nurgle, Tzeentch, or Slaanesh. It doesn't have to be Heretic Astartes, because one of his faction keywords is Tzeentch, Slaanesh, Nurgle, and Khorne. So I believe, with just very little thinking, I believe you could put Abaddon into a Tzeentch demon detachment with flamers and take him with Thousand Suns. I believe you could take him in a detachment with Bloodletters as a patrol and put him in a World Eaters army. It's very interesting. That is something I missed. That's not something I picked up on. He doesn't have the demon keyword, but he does have Agent of Chaos. So you can build a legal patrol detachment with him in a demons detachment. One HQ, Abaddon. And then some demons. And then put him with any other army. Now, I'm sure it's limited. Because you can only take it with certain armies. You can't take it with Chaos Knights, for example. But if you're playing another Chaos faction... Does he only get Angel of Chaos with his Supreme Command? Interesting. Not sure. Not sure. I'm relying on YP. I don't have the Codex. How does Abaddon get Agent of Chaos? By being the Warlord. Well, there you go. You just make him the Warlord. Nothing stops you being the Warlord. The ally cannot be the Warlord. Don't think that's true. Shall we have a look? Each player must include an active only detachment. When you include detachment, you select one early stats and compulsory battlefield rolls. After you add an active only detachment, you can choose to one allied detachment. This must be a patrol. You can only include a maximum one allied detachment. The command cost of such detachment is always 0 CP. Where does it say it has to be the Warlord? If you're making the Warlord your main army, would not get special rules. That's not true. As long as your detachment is okay, then you could be Chaos Space Marines or any Chaos faction that can take these as allies. For example, Thousand Suns, and then take a Tzeentch faction with Abaddon as the HQ. It's on his data sheet under War Master. If your army is Battleforged, this model must be your Warlord. If more than one model from your army is ruled to effect, then one of those models is your Warlord. If this model is your Warlord, it gains the Agent and Chaos keyword. Ooh. In CSM, your Warlord determines availability of Legion-specific relics and traits. Yeah. But can you take Abaddon as a HQ in a Tzeentch detachment? I think you can. I think you might be able to, chat. And that is something I missed in Chapter Approved Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament. You've not been clickbaited. Your eyes have been opened. Your minds have been widened with my information. You are so welcome. Now, is it legit? I think so. It's a Tzeentch detachment, but not a Demons detachment. But he has the Agents of Chaos keyword, so we need to look up that bit again. You lose access to Emperor's Children relics, for instance. You don't. You lose access to Wanton Destruction. That's about it. A Legion's Demonica detachment is one that only includes models with the Legion's Demonica keyword, excluding models with the Agent of Chaos or unallied keyword. Bro, we did it. Guys, I think we found it. You are a Legion's Demonica detachment as long as it only includes models with Legion's Demonica keyword, i.e. some Flamers, excluding models with the Agents of Chaos. So you exclude Abaddon because he's Agents of Chaos. So you are a Legion's Demonica detachment. I love talking bullshit rules. You're a Legion's Demonica detachment as per the detachment ability found in the Chaos Demon Codex. Since you are a Legion's Demonica detachment, you can have any Chaos God. Any Chaos God as your keyword. For example, you're playing the new World Eaters? Fine. Cool. I'm going to take a Khorne detachment with Abaddon, who is an Agents of Chaos, and 1 unit of Bloodletters. So now it is a Legion's Demonica detachment, and it has the Khorne keyword, because we have a Bloodletters who have Khorne, and Abaddon, who also has Khorne. It says you may include Tzeentch detachment as he doesn't have the Legion's Demonica keyword. But the allies say you may include the Legion's Demonica detachment with the mark of X. That's not true. I'm sat with the book in front of me. It says, if your Arc's Omen detachment is a World Eaters detachment, you can include 1 Legion's Demonica patrol detachment that only contains units with the Khorne keyword. Guys, it says it right there. It says it right there. It says with the Khorne keyword. It doesn't say the mark of Khorne, because the mark of Khorne isn't a thing. It says with the Khorne keyword, with the Tzeentch keyword, with the Nurgle keyword. So you can put Abaddon in any of these lists. You can't take a Supreme Commander Azazel because you are playing Arcs of Omen. Is a Bloodletter tax worth the Abaddon? I don't know. Is one a faction keyword and the other a unit keyword? It just says it says the faction keyword, I believe. With the corn keyword. It just says the corn keyword. Well, let's look at Fiends for an example. Chaos, Legionnaires, Legiones, Demonica, Slanesh, faction keyword. Abaddon. Slanesh, faction keyword. It's exactly the same. With Abaddon, does it make it a Corn Patrol or Legionaries Demonica Corn Detachment? I think it makes it a Legionaries Demonica Detachment, because a Legionaries Demonica Detachment is one that only includes models with the Legion keyword, excluding Agents of Chaos, which it says under my face. Excluding models with the Agent of Chaos keyword is a Legion Demonica Detachment. Abaddon has this. If he's your Warlord, he becomes Agent of Chaos. Agent of Chaos. I think it's doable. I think you can still put him in. Tell me why I can't. Tell me why I can't. Guys, listen. You need to stop being silly. I'm just going to upload this picture of me. Tell me why I can't! Hey, you can have a demon detachment led by Abaddon and his 3 Bambles. I'm right again. What can I say? It looks legit to me. Abaddon in all lists. Abaddon in all lists that only allow you to take demon detachments. They're the only list it can be put in. So you can ally Abaddon with World Eaters, Thousand Suns, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, or any other faction that is Heretic Astartes or Traitorous Astartes now. And that's it. I don't know, Jamartin. He has all of them, exactly. So he has each keyword that he needs. You don't like go, oh, he has this one, but he has the other one, so it doesn't count. He's got the one you're looking for. And yet, can you put him in the Chaos Knights? I don't think you can. Ginger Steve, thank you much for the 5, mate. Really appreciate it.
We need to accept this. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day. Thing is with a stopped clock is you can't tell time and will start streams late.
Thanks, Ginger Steve. Appreciate you. Can you put him in bio list? You can put him in a bio list, yeah, because it says any other detachment. If you actually Arcs of Omen detachment is Traitorous Astartes that does not include any Emperor's Children, you can include one Legion's Demonica Patrol detachment. So you can choose any faction. So you can run Abaddon, a unit of horrors, some flamers with Bile, if you wanted to. Mikey, you're the reason we canonize things. I'm the reason you tuned in, because you wanted to know what we missed. And that's what we missed. Putting Abaddon in every other type of Chaos Space Marine list, but Chaos Space Marines. There's all the funky ones, like Death Guard Chaos Space Marines, and Thousand Sun Space Marines. Guys, it works. It works. Look at it. Look at it. It works. See? I have the fag. I have the lines. He has the corn keyword. He has the Slanesh keyword. It's all the same. It's all the same. It always works. Patrick, thank you so much for the 5, mate. We appreciate it.
We called him Donald and told him to make Hellstorm great again, and this is what he did. Shoehorned Abaddon into all lists.
I did it. I did it. Thank you so much for the 5, mate. We just got Chaos Space Replays to look at other data sheets, and now they're back on Abaddon. I think he's overrated at 350 points. I think at 350 points, he's no longer an auto-include. And especially because you have to take attacks of other demons, like a demon troop at the least. You know? But the thing is with it, is, like I've been watching, like, on Instagram, I saw Jay was painting Abaddon in World Eater's colours. And the entire time I'm just like, I wish I could just say to him, you know you can't do that anymore. You know you can't put Abaddon in the World Eaters list anymore. But now you can! Jay, you're welcome. You're so welcome. I mean, here, just like, that Abaddon looks so good. But you can't use it in your World Eaters army anymore. But you can. You're welcome. It costs 0 CP and attacks of like 70 points for bloodletter. I don't know how many points bloodletters are anymore. I got no idea. I don't care. That would break your traits. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't, chat. Because you have the detachment rules of basically all the Legion Demonica shit getting Agents of Chaos. Right? Not in the list, he might be running if Angron must be Warlord. Well, if two models have must be Warlord, you choose one. If your army's Battle Fortress model must be a Warlord, if more than one model from your army has this rule to this effect, then one of those models must be your Warlord. So you'd probably still be able to take Abaddon. But we haven't seen Angron's datasheet yet, so we don't know. Somewhere James Workshop is throwing darts at a picture of your face for breaking the game. They need to just stop doing stupid shit. So shoehorning Abaddon into Chaos List will cost 420 points as 10 Blue Horrors and Abbey. Yeah, exactly. It's quite expensive. But Abaddon only gets Agent of Chaos if he is the Warlord. Yeah, so if you had Angron that said he has to be Warlord and Abaddon didn't have that rule, then it wouldn't work because you've got Angron. But Abaddon has the same rule, so you'd be able to choose Abaddon every time. Hey, Scarcast, thanks for tuning in, buddy. How you doing? Well. He is far too high of power level, so it's more than 25% of your main army, so will break rules by the Demon Handbook. Ah, Applesauce Mouse. Nice, good spot. Scary's here to learn how to break the game. You just missed the seminar, Scary, of putting Abaddon into every Chaos list legally in Arcs of Omen. You just missed it. But I think it's shit anyway. I do think it's shit. I don't think Abaddon is worth it at 350 points plus attacks of a troop. Unless you really want that troop because you're actually going to be taking a patrol anyway. Restrictions, all units from the faction. All units in the detachment, not the faction. All units must be from the same faction in this detachment. Abaddon Schmadden. Yeah, exactly. He's pretty crap, but you can put him in any Chaos list. Or any Chaos Power Army list, anyway. Even though it feels like they've tried to get rid of that, it's just because they've made this Agents of Chaos keyword. And just like Agents of Chaos broke 40k last time, by being able to take fucking Zinch Flamers in any Chaos Space Marine list for no reason. He's in Corn or Nagel or Zinch, not Chaos, exactly. Yeah, Martin, I'm not sure what argument that is because I said like the restriction of faction is only in each detachment. You can ask me a question about Necron, Sean. Go for it. But yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb. There's not much else I missed. I'm just going through the comments. I don't think I missed much else from the Arc Omen book. I'm surprised they haven't addressed Drakari. That's probably the big one. I imagine a lot of people are quite pissed off about that. Because there's no way to run custom Drakari cults with this active detachment. I think someone mentioned that there might be an FAQ coming for Drakari. But for some reason, you can't run Drakari. There was no FAQ on the day. So you can't run like triple patrol or anything like that. They said few weeks. So I feel like that's something they forgot. Real Space Raid is the way to go, but isn't that like not a great way to run it? Because you have to run a homunculus. I think the problem is when you do that, you can't run Drazar as the Warlord with the reroll wounds. That's why everyone wants it, right? How about Grey Knights getting shafted by rules interactions in the new strike? Yeah, the Grey Knights one is really shit. Because you can't take multiple Brotherhoods in the same detachment. Drazar Warlord traits at that point. Isn't reroll wounds like what makes him sick? He's fine, but with that Warlord trait, he's auto-take. Without that, you're a bit like... Okay, so we figured out how to get Abaddon in any chaos list. Let's figure out how we can get him in a regular Space Marine list. Right, okay, let me read it for like 3 seconds. I'll probably find a way. Okay. Interesting. Can you give Abaddon the Agents of Imperium keyword? And why not? Tell me why not. Doesn't Dark Angels have Heretic Astartes? Oh, if you take him as a fallen detachment. Because he's got the Agents of Chaos. How does fallen work? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. How does the Necron pregame move of the custom Relentless Expansionist Dynasty work versus forward deploying units? Most of the things state can't move within 9, but can't find it for this specific scenario. I believe they can just walk, right? They can just move within 9 anyway. What's he proving it? Is it Relentless Expansionist? Yeah, so it's not the first battle round. Before the first turn begins, this unit can move up to 6. Yeah, you can just move within 9 of them. There's no limitation. You just go for it. Cheers, Cardcast. That sucks. Just don't deploy within 9 of them. Just deploy, like, further away. Why everyone has to say 9 away? This is a pre-game move, though. There's nothing in the game that is a pre-game move that limits 9 inches as far as I'm aware. I think Death Company can move, right? Death Company can pre-game move and be within 9. Because it's at the start of the game. It's not during deployment. Yeah, Death Company... Oh, but must end not move more than 9 away. That's true. Ignore me. It's just because Necrons are shit. You can't stop them doing certain things. That's true. Yeah, I don't think people will be running that much anymore. I imagine most people in Necrons are going to be moving to Nihilak. I never had to say that out loud. Don't know if I pronounced it right. The Nihilak dynasty is a double obsec, but they get Armor of Contempt in their deployment zone. Which is fine. They have the objective secured. If a model with such ability has this already, they count as 1 additional. They get -1 if they're in their controlled deployment zone. -1 AP becomes 0, so I'm content for AP 1. And Protocol of the Eternal Guardian, they get both codes. Eternal Guardian is... If it did not make a normal move advance, it gets light cover. Each time you make a... Each time you charge, you can hold steady or set to defend anyway, which basically means you can Overwatch on 5 or add +1 to hit in combat. It's probably just because Necrons was one of the first codes they've got to the restriction. Probably. Probably. But yeah, I don't think many people will be taking that anymore because I think OBSEC wins games compared to the pre-game move. Because most of the pre-game's move didn't need it. Scarabs? Scorpex? What, Warriors pre-game move? Fuck me. Shoot me. Shoot me. My god, Warriors are walking towards my guns. And they have like 14-inch range or something dumb. So I think most people will be just going for the OBSEC stuff. So I think whilst they've limited Circum's the double OBSEC, I think the one that will get cut is actually the pre-game move. Which is fine. I think that's fine. Novok with AOC gone is super nasty. I agree. Yeah, Novok looks really scary. I mean, Ashramil time, you cannot select the same weapon more than twice per unit that you can only select 2 of. G messes things. They do. They do. I just use pre-game move to get out of line of sight if I wait second. This is a perfect way to run it, you know? It's a perfect... The best way to run pre-game move is to move out of line of sight. But I drop it in a heartbeat and keep 27 OBSEC Scarabs. Every day. Every day. So you be playing Nihilak. Because it's the best way to run it. Because it's the only way to get OBSEC and a buff. It's arguably worse than pre-game move. But you can't pre-game move and have OBSEC now anyway. So you're going to go to run Nihilak. Nihilak? Nihilak. How do they pronounce it? It's one of those dumb made-up words. You know, like them made-up words that people read? And then you say it out loud when you're older. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not right. It's like Ideneth. I say Ideneth. Is it Ideneth? You know? I don't know if this is a real word. It's not a real word. I don't think... How does Peachy say it in 2017?
The blue armor of the Nihilak dynasty.
Nihilak.
In today's video, we're going to
Nihilak? Is that right? How did Duncan say it? More recently.
Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be showing you how to paint Necrons of the Nihilak dynasty for
Nihilak.
Warhammer 40.
GW Pilled. GW Pilled. Both Nihilak, not Nihilak. Pronounce names. Learn how it's pronounced in different countries. And it's just show me words. It just show me words. Nihilak. Reddit says Nihilak. How do you pronounce? Howtopronounce.com. This is what we need.
Nihilak.
Nihilak. Listen again.
Nihilak.
Nihilak. Who knows? Who knows how to pronounce it? Games Workshop pilled him to say Nihilak, Nihilak, Nihilak. I don't know. I would go for Nihilak. Where's the H? Unless you want to run the Silent King, then you run in Sazerakian. That's true. That's the other thing with Necrons. The other thing that I missed is that you can't actually run the Silent King anymore. The reason being is because the Necron detachment includes only models with the Necrons keyword. They gain all of these special rules. All Necron units with this ability and all models in them gain a dynastic code as long as every unit in the attachment is from the same dynasty. There is nothing to say that dynastic agents and star gods ignore this. So you can't actually take... Oh wait, dynastic agent. Does he have dynastic agent? If we could in necron attachment without preventing all these getting a code. Why can't you take it? I've seen a lot of people talking about the Silent King not being able to be taken because he's got the Caesarakian keyword. But he has the Dynastic Agent keyword. So you just got a Necron detachment. Different factions. Yeah. But it says you does not prevent all the Necron detachment without preventing other units on the detachment gaining a dynastic code. Because he has the dynastic agent keyword. It's there. I don't understand this one. I've seen Reddit getting angry about it. And now I'm looking now with you, chat, my good friends. I don't understand why you can't take the Silent King. You can include Lord of War in the new attachment. Exactly. Exactly, Silent King is banned for Necrons. Yeah, I don't know. Why is everyone getting angry about it? Is Reddit being dumb again? Funny that. They do that a lot. They do that quite a lot. They do be dumb. The H is mostly silent according to GW painting vids. Exactly. That's so weird. You can take Silent King and it's not like a bad instance. It isn't ally shenanigans. He's just straight up goes in any dynasty attachment. Yeah, I think people are just being weird. Because you can just have the Necrons faction as the keyword. And then everyone else gets the same faction keyword. And he doesn't. And then it doesn't stop him. He doesn't stop anyone else getting a faction keyword. Or the dynastic code. So they were still doing has to be all one dynasty from Nephilim. Even still, that's just for choosable factions. If you have dynasty keyword, like in the brackets, you have to choose one. But that doesn't mean you can't take Caesarak, the Silent King. Anyway, Reddit being dumb. What can I say? But chat, we need to decide what we're going to do. In 2 weeks' time, it's my birthday. We need to decide what we're going to do. We're not really going to have many 40k stats to analyze in the next few weeks. Obviously, with the drama of LVO, I haven't even covered. Bruh, I ain't even covered that. But with the drama of LVO, they're running old rules now. So they're running 40k as if it was the 31st of December. So with that happening, and a lot of events following suit, because like people are like, well, it's not come out properly. The Ark Ceremony isn't actually out for another week. Isn't out until Saturday, so the 14th. So a lot of events on the coming weekend won't have new rules. The weekend after won't have rules in play because they won't have been out long enough. And the weekend after that, I believe, is the LVO. When's the LVO? '26, '29. So the weekend after that will still be old rules. And there'll be a few events that are new rules. So there's not actually going to be that much like 40k stats to cover because everything's old. So we're just going to be just trying to put Abaddon into Imperium lists for the next 3 weeks, by what it feels like. So we're going to have to come up with something to do on my birthday. Because I don't want to do that. Did Manny get banned again? I don't know if Manny got banned. Evidence? Evidence? Allegedly? Evidence? No? So out by 14th isn't a thing that mattered. No, because most places aren't going to use the new rules until it's properly out. So at least the 21st, earliest, because that means that it'll have been out a week. But then the weekend after is LVO, the largest event in the world, using old rules, which I agree with. We haven't covered the drama. Maybe I'll make a video about it. I don't know. But essentially, LVO is going to be using rules as if it was the 31st. So they're not using new guard. They're not using the new balance data. So they're not using the new points. They're not even using the new chapter approved. They're just using old rules. So old secondaries, old points, everything. So that event, the largest event in the world, will be running rules that are out of date because Games Workshop are trying to fuck them. So it's a bit of a shame, really. Also, it's been a while since I joined streams before today. Are memes gallery and stream Discord models a thing? We haven't done stream models in a while. We do look at memes if people say that's a good meme. We'll look to taking the Harpy in a Tyrannocyte and breaking the new data slate restriction, dropping the Harpy back down turn 1. No way. No way. I thought LVO rules pack had that data's cut off. They did. They did, but they rectified it. That's funny. Where's transport? Tyrannocyte. Matt Dyson Bolter, can I go? I'm going to go over this now. No, it doesn't work. It don't work. The Harpy thing doesn't work. So Matt has just pointed out that the Tyrannocyte, during deployment, this unit must be set up. So this is the Tyrannocyte. This is the big pyramid ball sack. This unit must be set up high in the skies instead of setting up on the battlefield. Neither it nor any units embarked within it are counted towards any limits of mission you were playing. Yada, yada, yada. It's a drop pod. It can transport one high fleet monster. A Harpy is a high fleet monster. High fleet monster. But it is an aircraft. Has the aircraft keyword. And the problem is, it says aircraft units must start your army in strategic reserves. Putting something in a drop pod is not strategic reserves, right? Necron rules say you can't have 2 dynasties. Yeah, but it's 2 chosen dynasties. We've been over this. There's a wound restriction. There might have been. How many wounds does this have? 13. 16 or less. Transport. Some models have the transport keyword. Following the rules describe how units can embark and disembark. All models have transport capacity. Listed on their data sheet. This determines how many friendly models and what type can embark within them. Units can start the battle embark within the transport instead of setting up separately. Declare what units are embarked within the transport. Did I just see strategic? I feel like I'm seeing the word strategic, but I'm actually not. A unit can't embark within transport is in engagement range. Remove the unit from the battlefield. Place the site is now embarked. Remove the unit. It doesn't say put it in strategic reserve. Units can't really do anything or be affected in a way. Unless specifically saying other units' ability have no effect while they embarked, the stratagems can be used. Why does it say they're in strategic reserve? Check their strategic reserve rules. You must pay a number of CP to place your units. Required. All the units you wish to place in strategic reserve, including those embarked within transport models that are themselves placed in strategic reserves. When are you putting the transport in strategic reserves? No, I don't think that works, buddy. This is for transports that are in strategic reserves, which your Tyrannosaurus isn't. It's in reinforcements. I like the effort, though, but I don't think you can. Unless I'm missing something else. Another paragraph. Fair enough, we tried. You gave it a good go. I like where the header was at. The only way you could do that is if you put the Tyrannosaurus holding a harpy in strategic reserve, which means it can't deep strike, it arrives on the side of the board. Can the drop pod come on turn 1 and the harpy take a nap until turn 2? It's a matter of if strategic reserves say units is a drop pod and they count as reinforcements. Now, it's two different. So you've got strategic reserves and you've got reinforcement unit. Two very different things. I got all excited then, thinking that we could break the game once again. But sadly, no. Games Workshop did think of it and said no. And speaking of no, I think it's time for me to go. Because that rhymes and I'm out of stuff to talk about. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all had fun. I certainly did. I had a great time, and I have a great time every single Monday starting at 6:30-ish. I want to say massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in tonight, and thank you for everyone for the love on the videos recently. There's been a couple of videos. It's been weird trying to get back into the swing of things after Christmas, but yeah, it's been fun. Like the one yesterday was kind of fun. I know people got a bit annoyed because I clickbaited ever so slightly. But we did open them, kind of. Do the memes. Let's have a look at the memes. We'll have a look at memes before we go. This is the one! Organ! Dungeons & Dragons new license tightens its grip on competition. GW, no! What? Sorry, force of habit. Wizards of the Coast, no! Gladiator Reaper, Plasma Inceptors, so hot right now. Yes, keep buying them. I had two separate texts saying Mikey gave you a shout out. Yeah, well, I did. Thanks, Andy. Andy's made it to multiple of my videos. Be a bit of a chat. Listen, just be funny like Andy, and you make it into videos. Okay. You also make it in videos if you're a member, because you get your name at the end of every single video that I put out, pretty much. The only reason you won't be is because either it's a cut from a live stream that I didn't edit, or you're not a member, so become a member today. You don't have to, but you can. Arcs of Amble detachment, command cost 0, only ambles, fast amble, slow amble, big amble, transport amble, but only amble. Why is this a meme? Why is this a meme? It was one stream with a cheater. Someone was cheating. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well done. Well done. Took too much effort. What did? Copy and pasting the picture of an amble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 times. Many effort. No, great meme. Good effort. You were far too shouty for it not to be memed. I wish you could make a video out of it, but it's just a dead meme. Anyway, I'm gonna raid Pardo. I raided Valrak last week, and he had like members only mode. I do apologize for that. I don't like the idea of like member only chat unless it's like something important or it's like a big event. Just for like a random Monday, I don't like it. But so I do apologize. But we're gonna go say hi to Pardo. So we're gonna say hi Pardo. Hi Pardo. Hi chat. Have you liked Mr. Pardo's stream? That's what I'm gonna put in chat. Or do you want to raid Amble? Honestly, a battle with Tom versus you with 26 Ambles would be hilarious. What shall we do? Hi Pardo, hi chat. How do you like Mr. Pardo's stream? Or hashtag Amble Cult? I think we'll go with Amble Cult. Well done, Andy. Andy getting a third shout out. He's going to get like 19 texts. So when we end the stream, spam this in Pardo's chat. Spam the shit out of hashtag Hellstorm Amble Cult. I would have done a hashtag, but with my fancy new keyboard, I don't know how to type a hashtag. Because it's an American keyboard. As you can see, this says at, but it's actually not at. This says apostrophe. It's actually not. So I don't know how to type a hashtag on a 60% keyboard. If anyone knows, please let me know. ! Discord to join. And go give some love to Pardo. It's Alt 3. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It isn't. Look. I don't know how to do it. Alt 3. Alt 3. Alt. It's just making noise. Shift Alt 3. No. Other Alt. No. I don't know how to do it. Can't you say your keyboard to not be janky? Maybe. But I'm not used to it. So you're bad at computers. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's just, I'm going to have to plug in a separate keyboard just for a hashtag. So my friend just tried to do Outspoken and he say it's going to be another Iron Hands winter. Such a shame. Such a shame. And on that note, I'm an Iron Hands player. I'm going to go paint more Iron Hands and I'll catch you next time. Make sure you like the stream. Tune in on next Monday. We'll be talking something about 40k. You should write GDU connects with those keyboard skills. Control and F4. Oh, wait. Cool. Control F4? Is that what we have to press? Oh, I thought it was Alt and F4, right? I'll try Alt and F4. Ready? 3, 2, 1.